So, we don't get a ton from Gibson because everybody has been short on their Gibson stock for the last year or so. And when we do, typically Les Pauls, SGs, we get them in. Every once in a while, a 335. Very, very rarely we get a Flying V. So, we got to do a video on it, talk a little about the history, hear some cool sounds. Stick around. How's it going, y'all? My name is Cooper Greenberg here with Alamo Music Center in San Antonio, Texas. You can find us online at alamomusic.com. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel because by the end of this year, we're trying to hit 2 million subscribers. Not really, but thanks for getting us to 100,000. We got to keep growing though, and we're doing a lot of cool, fun stuff this year on Patreon. Check out the link in the bio. We're getting more people on the channel, and it's all thanks to you guys watching us and supporting us, so we really appreciate it. And you might have seen this guitar in the background because, Josh put together a very cool set that we've been using for the last month or so. We got the play button back there, got some cool guitars. And so this has been a great display piece because it looks great, but we got to do a video on it. Very rarely do these ducks fly south for the winter in their V formation. Anyway, I'm trying to work in Mighty Ducks here. I haven't seen the movie, but Zach, said something about Mighty Ducks. So I guess my first love for the Flying V came from watching Dewey Finn in the halls of Horace Green, in School of Rock, running from all the angry parents with his white Flying V. I wanted one back then. I thought that was pretty cool. And then I watched Albert King jamming with Stevie Ray Vaughan in that classic kind of blues tutorial video. So I've always kind of had an affinity for one of these. And I think a lot of people do. It's kind of this alluring shape. And maybe you know the history, maybe you don't. It was actually introduced in 1958, which is pretty wild. You think about, they're not ready for that. You know what I'm saying? We've got a lot of movie references. Maybe you're not ready for that, but your kids are going to love it kind of thing. So they introduced the Flying V, the Futura, and the Moderne, I believe, made out of Limba, aka Carina, with some fancy branding. But they introduced those back in '58, and very limited quantities, kind of prototype versions. And they weren't ready for it, so they grew to kind of this cult following. A lot of cool people play them throughout the '60s and kind of on from there. You think about the Kinks, you think about Jimi Hendrix, all that kind of stuff. These have showed up in some pretty cool rock history moments. But, Gibson's got their original collection. They got the modern collection. Even though this is a pretty modern looking guitar, kind of more futuristic, it is part of the original collection, which is cool that they have this now as a standard, available. This is the standard Flying V. They also have the 70s Flying V, which is available in that cool Dewey Finn Jack Black white. But the cool thing about the Antique Natural to me, it kind of pays tribute to that classic, wood finished, modern, Futura, Carina, line, which now you get these Carina guitars. I saw them at Guitarlington. Anything Carina was like 20 grand and up, which is insane. But this is all mahogany, so kind of pays tribute to the Limba Carina look, but it's mahogany. You can see all solid mahogany neck and body. And, I watched some videos on these and I've done a little research. These do have the Burstbucker 2 and 3 pickup-wise, but kind of the cool thing is they say they're specially calibrated Burstbuckers. So I think that gets them a little hotter, gets them a little more rockin'. And I think it sounds great clean, but when you get into the overdrive stuff, this is pretty hard to beat. Circuit over here, you got a 3-way switch going from neck, both, and bridge. And then you got 2 tone knobs and just a master volume, which, that's cool. I guess they kind of strip it down. You're not trying to... This is an aesthetic guitar. This isn't like for your tone dialing in crazy tone head guy. You're trying to make a statement, all right? So I think that it's timeless look. It's very cool. They added the Gibson logo onto the headstock, which just looks nice. But I think we got to hear it. You know, it's a special tone that I think is informed by what you're looking at. It sounds cool. It looks cool. Playing it through the Hot Rod Deluxe, going to do some clean stuff so you can hear how nice and bright and present the pickup sound, and then kick on the overdrive. And what I like on this guitar is when you do roll that tone off in that bridge position, you get such a cool kind of Clapton-y woman tone, the early Cream stuff. We like to do that on Les Pauls and SGs and all that, but something about this guitar, you want that like real fuzzy, extreme, 60s rock and roll. So yeah, let's check it out. Let's take a listen. There you go. I think it sounds pretty good, and I think that a lot of people would be surprised, when they play this guitar. It's weird. You can tell I'm still, as we film this, trying to figure out how to hold this thing. It's like a no-hands deal. I'm pinching my legs together to try and keep this thing under control. It's not a comfortable guitar to play. It does have a strap button. I'd recommend probably playing this standing up, but I mean, Albert King did it sitting down. He was playing with the strings upside down. He made it work. He made it look awesome. So anybody can do it. I guess not anybody, but you know, if Albert King can do it, you can get some inspiration. It's a great guitar for blues. It's great for real fuzzy psychedelic stuff. And I think they did something pretty cool. Typically when I think Gibson, I think expensive, especially in that original collection. A standard Les Paul 50s or 60s and now the 70s is going to run you, you know, $2,500 and up or so, and then custom shop. I just think Gibsons are a lot, you know, for a lot of people out of the price range that you're looking to get into. But if you want to add this as a cool extra piece, you want to add some flair into your collection, you got too many Strats and Tellys and Les Pauls and SGs, you want something weird, this is at a price that I think, you know, it's still expensive, but it makes it easier to kind of consider picking it up. As of right now, shooting this video, it's $18.99. Still expensive, but it's under $2,000, and it's not going to be most people's main guitar. So I think for add-ons into a collection, it's a nice place to be between, you know, $1,500 and $2,000. It's not going to be like, oh man, I'm buying a new Martin HD 35 and it's going to cost over $3,000. I mean, it's a nice workable place to be. And like I said, they're pretty rare. It's hard to find them. You know, they're in production from Gibson, but we've had this on order for quite a while, and it just came in not too long ago. So I think if you're looking to pick one up, now's a good time because the price is just going to go up. And we've got one right here. You can come check it out. It's got a molded hard shell case that has the V in the bottom. I mean, that's so cool. You walk into the gig with that. That's tight. So yeah, I think that a lot of people either like it or write it off just because of the looks. It's worth kind of diving in, hearing how the pickups sound. They're just bright and airy, and I think they really work well with overdrive. It worked great with like a big muff style fuzz pedal. But you know, this is a guitar for somebody that wants to show off, make a statement, throw your pedals on there. Simple tone setup so you can really, you know, build on. Everything sounds great. And I think that they, you know, a lot of people think of them as a novelty. They're pretty awesome, and it's worth considering if you're trying to pick up something from Gibson because you got a great pair of humbuckers and solid mahogany, and that's the formula. So check out the Flying V. If you want to learn more about it, go to our website, alamomusic.com. If we do have this thing for much longer, I might have to compare it to some other humbuckered Gibsons because they do claim that these pickups sound different and heavier and hotter than just their standard burst buckers. Calibrated. They're calibrated. Come on. So check out the Flying V if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel because fingers crossed we'll have some very cool stuff from Gibson coming in soon. More of the, you know, the standards and all that, but I'm really looking forward to see what they drop this year. Maybe we'll get it by 2025. Thank you guys very much for watching. My name's Cooper Greenberg. Have a good one.